Welcome to my life as an NPC. I am Carbon Scythe, and we're going to continue to play The Letter, which is a Philippine horror visual novel. I assumed in the last episode that it was actually Japanese, but no, I was wrong. It was Philippine. And yeah, that explains quite a lot. I mean, those bastards invented the goddamn aswang, or however you say that, aswang, yeah, which is essentially a super a feral vampire on crack, kind of. Yeah, I'm not going to enjoy this game. Is my assumption from that. So yeah, we have just shown to everyone that I am not in the right mind at the moment, so I am not allowed to continue the house tour for today, but I am allowed to come back tomorrow. Well, let's see where we end up, shall we? She's gone before I can voice a one word of complaint. Left with nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the foyer. Right, we have something new on the relationship as well. They haven't shown anything, but Marianne is back to a starting point. Rebecca is still in the positive. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies, gathered some ways across from me, is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would cost more to buy. A little argument here, and occasional laughter and tease there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right, I do need a break. Maybe this afternoon hangout will help. Speaking of, you should call Ash. It's a few hours early from what I've told him, but he did ask for a call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that he'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that. Well, whatever way works, a free ride is still a free ride. This Rose's offers too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. A couple of minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects and...
Shit! Ash from City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from City.
Right.
Baggers, watch out,
What?
beat me.
Shit, how loud is this thing even?
Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly
A sharp ringing fills the entire hall, disrupting the pleasant quiet that has settled. Soon enough, heads begin to turn in search of the source, mine included. My eyes are... Oh my god, shut up, will you? My eyes dart around this small crowd before zeroing in on a lone figure crouching behind the same group of old people checking out the decors moments ago. He is facing away from me, fumbling with something in his hands. But I don't need to see his face to know whose back it is. Oh, I'd recognize that dumb parka anywhere. Without... Oh my god, I hate this song! Without bothering to end the call, I march towards him. After what happened today, I'm really not in the mood to deal with this.
Of all the times to...
Ashton Frey!
Heh, 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 heh. What happens next is something I surely regret later for having not recorded. He yumps, lets out an undignified yelp, followed by his phone slipping out from his grip. He bounces from one hand to the other in his poor attempt to catch it, before ultimately falling flat on the floor with a resounding clack. I kind of feel sorry for the phone. And the floor. But it's not every day that you can catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. An awkward pause passes between us. A blink. A cough. He makes a face. And then, in a too quick motion, he ducks and retrieves his abused gadget, while a grin threatens to break out from my lips. It doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept up his neck and cheeks. In another universe, where we haven't known each other for 5 years, and suffering through his teasing isn't a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I'd find that adorable. Endearing, even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his obnoxiously calm and collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
What? And miss that look on your face?
Ooh.
No way. Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Oh, you consider yourself a guest, huh?
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing here in the first place?
For a moment, it looks like a cat that swallowed a canary. Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches seems to be more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash.
I could be looking to buy a house.
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
That is not how hauntings work. He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. A parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze, but before I can figure out what has caught his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
I just finished working on something, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do why he's here. At my confused look, he drops the hand resting on my arm like he has touched something particularly hot, and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can.
Oh, he's into
Free
me.
time and all. So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Let's see how much I am into him and back. 50-50, it would seem.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
No.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said... Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown in my face because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want to tell him is what happened, especially the part about the ladder. In fact, he's the last person on earth I'll ever think about telling it to, if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he has helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural? He'll never believe those even if he hears it from a friend. Except maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is to give you an explanation why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you at every single chance you get. Asshole. What do you ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word over what I saw. Nope. Over my dead body. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter deep into my bag.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but it's still a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the sole of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence. As he rushes to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background. Whispers call me back, shadows beckoning. Help. Oh, that is horrifying! I don't look back. Oh, you better not. This music. Right, let's see if I can actually increase the volume so you guys can hear it too. Just for a short moment. Background. No. You can't increase the volume of the music only. Huh. Oh, I defaulted everything. Sheesh. Spend the ride back to Luxborn City in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Occasionally, Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles or it's on a respectable volume, but otherwise, it doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the furtive glances he's been sending me gives my way are any signs, I know there are things he's been itching to ask since we left the mansion. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside, in a small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me cleanly on the shin before I can make a move to catch it. The small package makes a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
The glare I send him wipes the smirk about to form cleanly off his face. He clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flip the half-forgotten package on my lap.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
Yeah.
I always have one on my person, and you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
I don't even get a chance to deny it because, right on cue, my stomach rumbles loudly and empty. Gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there, I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Rebecca while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal after. I guess with everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the hollow feeling is new to me though. If anything, it's just one of those things I got used to ignoring over the years growing up. Thanks, then I tear open the package and start nibbling on the edge of the bar. Apart from an acknowledged nod, Ash doesn't say anything after the small exchange. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to just sit down with someone who's not going to nag at you.
How'd the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. Weren't you there?
She did mention that, feeling underdressed.
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca. Anyhow, you're hellbent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you, even me.
He's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
His answer is a small laugh. The kind that screams, "I'm right, I told you so."
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property. So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Ma'am Hana in particular didn't look too pleased with what I did. And I guess I missed it, but I'm assuming it said story because I can't see any updates here. I owe Rosa a big apology. I hope she likes free donuts.
You don't seem too happy about it.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa.
Ooh!
Or is it the wardrobe this time?
He meant that as a joke, but how close it is to the truth made my blood run cold and my own heartbeat a heavy weight is in my chest. All at once the leather in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about. No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
You made them angry?
Not angry, just stuff happened.
Like?
Things.
Did they do anything? Your clients, the rights, was it?
I can't answer that. At least not without revealing everything that took place in the attic. Change the subject.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours.
And Ashton does not mind us changing the subject. He would have a problem with us lying to him, though, I believe.
That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works with him. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it or because he's just really very good at his job. Right, you did mention that he is also good at reading people, so that was the right choice. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shifting a glance over me and returning it back to the road when he has to make a sharp turn. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash has taken a longer route. Odd. But he's probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't we just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Sorry.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
Neither did we, though. I don't understand a soft punch to his arm. Ow, that hurt. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It'll only make his head bigger. Stupid Ash.
Alright. Lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that. We got some good lead months ago.
So you're like a police or a detective? He recounts what he's been doing in the time when we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, and the big case he's been stuck working on. Stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catch each other online. Although most of it are the trimmed down version, on the things he can tell, he has always been careful about that. Even in the way he spins his answer to my questions, just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes on a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it too much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice because they kept slipping out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never cease to be entertaining regardless. If things weren't the way they were back home, and maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him. Well, nope, not really. Mama would never allow that. But the idea is still there. Along with countless others I let go. Time passes quickly between us in this manner. Before I know it, we're already at the movie house. Luxbourne Movie House afternoon. Point of no return. A small crowd is already formed in front of the theater when we arrive. The Lift Fest, short for Luxbourne Independent Film and Theatre Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this year is no different. I've only been to a few indie film screenings with Zach, so I'm not an expert on the matter. But I know that for people hoping to make a break in the industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is already a big deal. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't even won an award, but just getting a confirmation letter that the festival committee wants to include this movie in this year's lineup already put a grin on his face for weeks. Speaking of the guy, he's impossible to miss. At 6 feet he appears to loom over most of the moviegoers. With his large build and heavy voice, there's no surprise when people give him a wide berth as they pass by. It's often easily mistaken for someone intimidating at first glance. I did, back when I didn't know any better. Ash did too, I heard. Once, early in the friendship.
Oh, there's Zach!
Hey, you guys! Long time no see!
Zach's face lights up with a smile of his own. He moves towards us with careful steps, taking a significant effort to make himself smaller so as not to bump or accidentally hit anyone. Typical Zach. As he nears, Ash casually raises his hands in a greeting and...
Sup, Z-Man, my main man. What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
No. The awkwardness that descends within the immediate vicinity of our small group is palpable enough. Somewhere to our left, a girl giggles, and only then do I become aware of my mouth hanging open. I'm almost amazed how Ash can say that out loud with a straight face. Almost. Considering his track record, I should be used to it by now. Zach seems to be.
Don't stop trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
There's fondness underneath his exasperated tone. If this were any other person, he'd likely be offended, but years of friendship and familiarity have made those words harmless to the other's ears. But really though? Because I would assume that is something Ash would say as he gets to know his first black person, trying to be cool and all that. But no, these two have been knowing each other for years. Meaning that either he's completely unaware of what he's doing, or he is actually having fun with it. Or at least enough for both to take it in stride.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed.
What?
I'd really love at least this year to pass without some sort of accident happening again.
Hey, I take offense to that. It wasn't that bad.
Chicken down stuck. Is that what he said? No, that's the wrong one. Did not catch that. I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed. I don't know what that means. Chicken down stuck on me.
You really have no idea.
A beat passes. And then Zach's laugh.
Hey, I'm kidding. You know you can always count on me.
It's a story only the two of them are privy to. Every now and then Ash will enlist Zach's help on something. Becca and I never really found out what the real deal is with those adventures, as Ash calls it. And both aren't willing to tell due to some unspoken agreement. She insists that if it's Ash, it's likely not something illegal or life-threatening. I tend to believe her on that. Sometimes. Ah well, boys will be boys, I guess. I give Zack a small wave from behind Ash when his attention eventually turns to me.
Bella! Huh? Rebecca's not with you. Is she still sick?
A bit. But she's up and went to work this morning. You know she doesn't listen to anyone that's not Ash.
Yes, she does.
So, Rebecca is into Ash, and Ash is into me.
No, she doesn't. You're literally the only person she'll listen to when she's feeling stubborn.
And it's true. They've known each other far longer than any of us in the group, childhood friends and all.
But don't worry, Zack. She's probably on her way here now. She promised she wouldn't miss your movie.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness. Speak of the devil. Without warning, a hand grabs me by the shoulder and turns me around. Actually, let's see if the sounds better with Rebecca now.
Becca, you're just in time.
I have to lean back a little with the way her face is almost invading my personal space, but she places her hand on either side of my head to keep me still. She stares at me intently, concerns filling her eyes.
Becca, you're squishing my face. How are you? Are you alright? Why wouldn't I be?
Because Rose can't keep her mouth shut, I guess.
Rose called me earlier.
Those 4 words tell me all I need to know. Since I don't have my family living close by and the only other relative I have here works on the far side of the country, I gave my company Becca's contact number in case of emergency. I should have known Rosa would call her. I push Becca's hands away from my face, although she lets go, her eyebrows remain drawn together.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today. That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Beside me, Ash snickers. I bite back the urge to elbow him in place of trying to avoid Becca's hand, as she tries to reach out for the said area. I do my best to dodge her, all at once moving to hide behind Zack. Sorry for using you as a human shield, Zack.
Oh, it's nothing. I just slipped off a few steps on my way down. I blacked out for a few seconds and had a minor bump, but it's just that. You blacked out? It's not something to brush off. Come on, at least let me check it. It's extremely minor. You wouldn't even know it's there. Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her.
Oh.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Something crosses Becca's face, but it's gone before I can figure out what it is. Ooh, and she thinks I'm into Zack. No, Ash.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least. Good.
Ugh, she's not happy about that.
See? I'm okay. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. And I don't want to miss Zack's film.
We can always watch it some other time. Sorry, Zachary.
No, it's good. But you guys should really keep it down. We're starting to attract some attention.
It's the premiere. The premiere's different. Right, Zack?
I shoot him a pleading look. Zack's a sensible guy, he'll understand. Please understand.
Not really. But Rebecca has a point. In the end, I think it's your call.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Please, Becca. I really don't want to miss it.
You're not missing it. Oh, we're just moving it on a different day so we can have a...
Look, you guys.
Ash's loud sigh unexpectedly cuts through the conversation. He's pinching the bridge of his nose as he speaks, something he usually does when he's getting impatient.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
Wow. She is, jealous.
But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
I already know the answer before Becca voices it out. When at last she releases a deep breath and nods, albeit with greater reluctance, I immediately tackle her into a hug.
Thanks, Becca.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you say something?
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
Okay, so yeah, she just confirmed everything I've been saying so far. She is into Ash, Rebecca's into Ash, Ash is into me, and Rebecca is scared that I will take Ash away from her.
If you say so.
Okay, guys, showtime's close, so I think I'm gonna get us some snacks. My treat. And then let's head inside. Anyone here has a smaller bill?
I think I do. Hold on.
I pulled myself off from Rebecca to get my wallet from my bag and...
What's this?
The letter. It's already in Ash's hands before I can even react. Behind him, Becca and Scythe are both given a piece of paper and intrigued look.
No! Give it back!
It's just a paper.
I don't care! Give it!
Looks ancient, too. Why do you keep this around?
It's not papyrus! What do you mean ancient? I try to reach for it, but he holds the paper way above his head. I've never been particularly sensitive about my own height, but right now, I really wish I had the advantage over him.
Don't open it!
What's the big deal? It's not like it's a love letter. I don't see any reason to... Hold on a second. This is, isn't it?
Even if it is, it's not for you.
Okay, now I'm curious.
I'm telling you, it's nothing like that. It's...
The rest of my words are lost when he unfolds the paper. I can't breathe. Too early for Halloween. My heart feels stuck in my throat, pounding, threatening to burst out. Vaguely, I note how my hands are trembling at my sides. Clasping them together doesn't do any good. They're still shaking, but I hang on to them regardless. The awful, sick weight that has taken its core in my stomach back in the open house returns full force. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Someone please. Today is turning out to be a horrible nightmare.
Send this to 5 people or else.
Yeah, and I believe 6 people have seen this now.
Well, that's... interesting.
Guys, I think we should listen to Bella first.
Aren't you a few days early for Halloween?
Ash waves the paper in front of me, giving me a fleeting glimpse of its contents. I don't need to see. I don't want to see. The letter, the words, every stroke are written in blood is already embedded in my mind. Maybe I should have just thrown it away when I had the chance. That way...
It's not a prank.
It makes them, all of them stop. Even I am surprised with how steady my voice is.
What did you say?
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
Hold on. Are we still talking about this paper? Or is it about the urban legend again?
Both. I know it sounds ridiculous.
You're saying this is a primitive version of a chain letter, and now that we've seen it, we're now cursed.
Yeah.
You've got to be kidding me.
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, That thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up. There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But also, if it's in the broad daylight, then that also means that it wasn't a trick of the eye per se, because when shit is dark, you see shit. So the fact that it happened in broad daylight gives her more credit, I guess? More credence? Am I using those words right? Makes it more believable.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
Now why the fuck is her eyes turning into this? I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Oh my god. So horrifying.
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other.
Oh.
When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Without another word, I snatched the letter out of Ash's hands and stuffed it back in my bag with more force than necessary. I'm tired. I got cursed, saw ghosts, probably lost a sale, got kicked out of the open house I'm supposed to be hosting, my own friends won't believe me, and all of them think I'm crazy. To top it all off, there's a dull ache at the back of my head begging for a little attention. I can't afford to give it right now. Honestly, there's only so much a person can take within a single day. I just want to go home, curl up in my bed, and never think about it today. But before I can take a single step away from the group...
Guys!
Zack rarely ever raises his voice even when there's a point he wants to drive home, and hearing him take on that tone completely throws me off. Even Ash and Becca. Whatever harsh words yet to come out from the argument immediately die on our tongues.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her. And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together? We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please?
He has a point. Ash, for all his attempts to look cool and distant, has always been looking forward to this. He even took the time to call this morning for a reminder. He never does that. Becca too. I'm pretty sure that's another reason why she got out of bed today. Yet despite Zack's attempt to lighten things up or Ash and Becca's acquiescing gesture, the tightness in my chest remains. I should have just kept it to myself, or at least went with the idea that it's a prank. If I did, things might not have turned out the way they did. No sour mood, no bad vibes. Careless. So careless. Maybe leaving is the better decision for all of us. No. I mean... No. I want to see the movie. Yeah, who did we... Okay, Zack +1. Rebecca minus. Ooh, Rebecca does not like me right now. And Ashton is plus as well. Let's see. Now, this is something special to Zack. Something you worked so hard to bring to life. You should know better. I might be having a bad day, but being without the few people I care about far outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my room. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking too. I couldn't put it into words though. And what if the thing in the attic follows me home? I don't want to be left with my thoughts either. I can still see it whenever I close my eyes. Oh, please don't. And maybe, if I stay, let our heads cool down first before telling them what happened. They'll listen to me? There's nothing you can't solve with a calm head. One step at a time, Isabella. That's what Mama used to tell me. Besides, I don't have the heart to ditch Zack. A smile is back on my face when I look back at them.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
Alright, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
Oh, jeez, thanks. This time I really do send an elbow straight to his stomach. Yeah. Stupid Ash, being vertically challenged has its perks too.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby. I'm not one.
Jeez, Isabella is so angry all the time.
Oh, don't cry.
Oh, fuck you!
Stop it.
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too. If you repeat that, I swear I'll...
Let's just go.
Oh, Rebecca is not happy. Without another word, Becca goes inside. She doesn't even stop to wait for us when I call her after her. Ash and I exchange looks at that. The same question likely swimming inside our minds. Did something happen at school after I left? Is she having a bad day too? I'll try asking her about it later, I guess.
So, you guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food I promised.
But you'll miss it.
Didn't you say watching a movie without food ain't fun? It ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember? I'll be in there soon.
One friendly tap on my shoulder and then he's gone. A few moviegoers are still milling out. Some are still waiting in line for tickets, but otherwise, most of the crowds are already inside. There's nothing much for us to do here now. Not a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside.
And then?
A slavery movie.
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely.
Oh,
sure.
we're telling her them now. Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation steered toward what happened in the mansion. To be fair, Scythe was the one who brought it up again. In his own movie's premiere. Now the film's just serving as background noise, while we're speaking in hushed tones, careful not to disturb anyone inside the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it again. We'd all get kicked out for sure. Though, with how loud Ash's voice is, we'd probably get thrown out way before any arguments happen. Only Becca still remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us. She's been quiet the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I think we did something to offend her. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
It was standing right in front of me, Ash.
He's one of the smartest people I know, but jeez, he should learn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he doesn't believe in these things? Why is he in this conversation again?
I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge. If I could see it up close, maybe I can...
I am not going back there.
Dude, you're doing the open house again tomorrow.
Ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
Yeah!
Rose does the first floor tour.
I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
Yeah.
There are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing. Wasn't it left uninhabited for years?
Oh, the house did change hands over the years. From one distant relative of the Ermengardes to another. Lord, I said Ermengardes to another. None of them bothered to live in it though, and it remained that way until its current owner decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of that?
I didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
That's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone.
You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you?
Do you have a better idea?
I know where. I could contact him for you if you want.
Wow!
You do that?
You just know an exorcist?
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
There are very few times in my life when I wish my glowers can kill. This is one of those.
Ash, that is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. This guy's a psychologist too, of course, if you...
How the hell?
Ashton, if you don't stop...
Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about, too. She can vouch for him.
What is an ethnographer, though? Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name.
Huh? What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university. And can you guys keep it down?
Sorry, the scaredy cat here mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one. But talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out, teach you a couple things. And probably put your fears to rest, since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
Ash might be right, too. However, what Zack suggests is something I'm more familiar with. Granted, they don't believe me. They're only giving me these suggestions to put my mind at ease. But it's better than being ignored or being laughed at. I can take comfort in knowing that they are willing to hear me out.
So, what do you think?
It's your call. We'll go with whatever you want.
I don't know.
Oh, we get to choose who? Meet with the priest, meet the... Okay, before I do that, I want to know what an ethnographer is. Ethnography is a qualitative method for collecting data often used in the social and behavioral sciences. Data are collected through observation and interviews, which are often used to draw conclusions about how societies and individuals' functions. Oh, a researcher about ethnicities. Ethno, sort of. In that case, I'm going with the priest.
I'll think about it. But maybe we could go with Zack's idea?
And that means plus to Zack and not minus Zack. Ashton. Too bad. Not sure I like Ash.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try, right? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least we did something than just stand around.
And also, since I believe it's a ghost, obviously I wanted the place to be blessed and not to be understood.
I'll let you know when he's available, Bella.
Thanks, Zack. I knew I could count on you.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it. Yet you're not even paying attention yourselves.
It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
And that's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this.
Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now.
I throw her an apologetic look, even if Ash is the only one she should be reprimanding, but her attention is already back on the screen. She's ignoring us again. When Becca's acting this way, there's a big chance something is nagging at her. We really need to talk. We all fall into a comfortable silence after, the kind only you can share with people you're most at ease with. For the first time today, the letter lays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours. Journal updated. Let's read the journal update. Here. Luxburn Independent Film and Theatre Festival celebrated its 9th year discovering new creative talents in the film industry, including in the film. In the few showcased this year, it was Zachary Steele's... dude, I can't read this font. Bleu Jeans, Dark Times of the Black British. Isabella Santos, Ashton J. Frey, and Rebecca Gales was also seen amongst the crowd for its premiere. Night has fallen by the time we exit the movie house, but that is that is the end of today's episode. We will continue in the next one, see what happens when we finally go home. Is the ghost going to follow us home? Yeah, that is horrifically scary. And if you want to watch something else that I've been playing, you can find it at the bottom of the screen. But remember, just because you're not the main character, it doesn't mean you're not important. Goodbye, everyone.